guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your host, Christopher Corey with Shadows Techland. So wanted to go over 4U rack-mount cases. So for the longest time for my Unraid servers, whether it's been Unraid, a Hyper-V, etc. in the past, I've been running two Corsair 760T cases, which are full ATX towers, quite huge. With the additional hard drive cages, you get I've got it stuffed with 12 hard drives, and you could probably go up to 20 or so, but the problem you run into is basically run out of power unless you buy a lot of Molex adapters or things. So basically at this point in time, I've outgrown my cases and I'm looking at going rack mount. So one of the things that you'll probably run into, or at least I ran into, is finding a good solution. There's not many solutions out there, at least that fit into my specific needs. Yes, you can go and you can get on eBay, and if you don't have hardware or have a server or have something built already, you can go ahead and get yourself like a Dell PowerEdge or like 710 series, and you can get something 12 and 20 bays, but then you're looking at $600 or so, depending on what your budget is. But you're getting something fairly built. The problem that you run into with a lot of these PowerEdges and various Supermicro even series that I've at least noticed is you get the E series, so like the E 5, 6 series, older Xeons. So they're the 1366 LGA series CPU. Not that they're bad CPUs, they're just old and extremely power hungry. Then you're on top of that, you're running a rack mount that is anywhere from 4 to dual 1000 watt power supplies, so your power bill is going to be insane and it's going to be fairly loud. So some people, that's an option. For me, that is not an option. I'm in a 900,000 square foot apartment. Don't have a second bedroom, don't really have a place that I can add a rack, so it's in my living space. So I need to go with something super ultra quiet, which is why I went with custom server build, which I've already done videos on in the past. You can check that out. So, backstory, my requirements, like I said, is it needs to be quiet. Don't really want to go full rack mount server, like all-in-one build. I want to be able to use the parts that I already have for my Unraid build, so I just need a chassis. I also want to be able to use an ATX power supply, because that way you can use ATX gold-rated power supplies, and you're not running into ridiculous rack mount power supplies, which they're not quite as efficient. They're usually more power hungry, they're louder, and they run a crap ton more wattage than just really what I'm willing to pay for, so I want to be able to go full ATX power supply. Now, I won't have redundancy, but I mean, it's a home lab and it's at home, it's not a business, so not really too big of a concern for me. Now, the two cases that I have found that fit my needs the most, and I will go over those, and some of the things that I like about them, is the Rosewill RSV-L4412. Now, there's the 4100. The difference between the 4100 and like the 4400 series is the 4100 only has 8 bays, and they're internal and they are not hot swap. I also want something hot swap because when you have a full ATX extended tower and you're running 12 to 15 hard drives, it's just a freaking mess. Cabling, pain in the ass, I just want to move to hot swap. The 4412, one of the differences with that, well, there's a couple of variants of it. There's one version which the 4412 has 12 SAS and SATA hot swap capabilities, and then it does have 5 cooling fans included. Now, there's a couple different variants of it. There's an older generation of it, which has 3 80mm fans at the very front. So there's an actual fan chassis. It's a wall that has 3 80mm fans, and then 2 80mm in the back. And then there's an upgraded version that you can get also, which has 320 millimeter fans. And then also one of the differences too is the newer one has a slightly upgraded backplane. So the backplane for the Roswells are kind of interesting. So instead of being like what you would normally see if you were to go to like a data center or if you were to buy like an HP or a PowerEdge server, it's a one whole entire large PCB board, which is the backplane that the hard drives go ahead and slide using the trays slide connect into. Now, with the Rosewill, one of the interesting things that I do find with that is it does go ahead and I believe the Norco as well uses a dish separate backplane. So instead of being like one PC board, one row of 4 hard drives is one backplane, one backplane, one backplane, one backplane. Now, what I like about the Norco with the RPC 4020 is it's 20 instead of 12 hotspot bays at the front, and you can do SAS and SATA as well. And I believe, if I am not mistaken, please don't hold me to this, I believe both of them are SATA 2 capable and also SAS, so that means you'll be getting 6 gig pass-through for the. Now, I've been doing one of the things that I found. Both of these are like the unicorn. Never freaking find it, and when you do find it, you better have the cash or the credit on hand in order to get it, because these things only come in stock very, 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 very. I just missed an opportunity for one due to the fact of my current situation with COVID and everything. I wasn't able to afford to purchase it right now, so I missed the opportunity, and who knows how long it's going to be until the next one comes out. I'll probably end up waiting a couple months. This one, what I was looking at possibly getting now, these are of course used. You're not going to find them new. You'll never find them new. And if you do find them new, they're going to be like $500 to $1,000 because they're so bloody rare you never can find them. Like I said, it's like finding the damn unicorn. What I missed the opportunity on was a Norco 4020. Now, when I do see them, usually you'll see the Roswells if you can find the 4412. Of course, I'm in the United States. If you're in another country, it may vary depending on your market. But I've been seeing them for about $250 to $300, minus rails, minus shipping and tax, of course, depending on the car. The Norco I've seen go anywhere from about $30 to about $450. But of course, like I said, those are extremely hard to find. So I've been doing a bunch of research, and I found one that is actually a really good alternative. Now, it says it's not in stock on the website. It is a UK website, so you will have to order it overseas. And it will take some time to get to you, but if you're not in a rush, that should be complete. Now, interesting enough, once I show you this alternative, you're going to see a pretty good it's a copy of an Norco. Literally, it's a copy of an Norco, but it's a lot prettier and a better design, if you do ask me. So this is from servercase.co.uk, and like I said, it's basically, it looks like a bloody Norco. It really does. It's kind of humorous, if you ask me. Now, these are all 4U cases, so you'll need to make sure that you have the correct base and then also the dimensions, because this is definitely not a short depth server, and you will definitely need to make sure that your rack will accommodate sizes, obviously. And I was correct, so it is going to be the 6 gig mini SAS. So you'll need to go ahead and get the SFF87 connectors. That way you can go ahead and connect your HBA up to these backplanes. Now, it does have 7 expansion slots. One of the nice things as well that I do like about this is it does come with the 320 millimeter ball bearing wall fan, which you will see here shortly. And it does have the power switch, reset switch, one USB 2. It doesn't have 3 on the front, but I mean, rack mount server, you can add in card and take care of that. Indicators, it is a power LAN and B. Material that it's made out of is SGC, and dimensions are 680 by 430 by 107, and the weight is 25 kilograms approximately, and it will come with one chassis, one accessory box, and of course it does have 24 bay connector at the hot swap bays at the front with the trays. Like I said, it looks really super similar to a Norco, but if you ask me, it's a better opinion, a better alternative, and also you get 4 more bays, and you're guaranteed 120 millimeter, 320 millimeter fan wall compared to the Norco, which it could be either the 380s or the 120s, depending on which version that you. Then, of course, you can get the rail kit, and you can order. Now, one of the nice things, too, that is kind of cool with this particular case is it is set up that you can do either a normal full ATX power supply, or you can do redundant power supplies. So it'd be 2 mini redundant power supply, Silver Plus. Now, they do state that it is out of stock, but they are expecting stock when you do order on request. So, as to what the exact stock is, take that with a grain of salt, because once you do the order and go ahead and throw down for it, which from Europe to USD, of course, this changes every day with the market, but 285 equals roughly like 340 to 300, depending on what the market is doing with the conversion. Other than that, this is probably going to be the alternative that I'm going to go with. Now, another nice thing also with this particular motherboard is it will do a BX motherboards. So those are basically the large extended motherboards, like the some of the ASRock boards, which are quite large. So it can do up to 12 by 13 in motherboards. So definitely go ahead before you get that, check out your motherboard and make sure that it is compatible, of course, as well. Besides that, I'm really looking forward, once I can, to go ahead and get this. That way I can move over to rack mount, and then I'll have hot swap, which will be quite nice with Unraid, because at that point in time, basically all I have to do is stop my array, which basically spins it down, and then it stops all the virtual machines and Docker containers. Then I can do whatever hard drive maintenance, upgrades, add-ins, whatever I can do. So really looking forward to that. I will leave a link in the description for this website and the case. And good luck and happy hunting, guys. And I will talk to you later. If you have any other questions, definitely feel free. Hit me up on my social media. I will leave a link in the description. I do have a Discord community. I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Thanks, guys.